And we're hopefully in a more comfortable position where we're maybe not chasing as much as we can because we've got that even player. But it's a great test for us. You know, in the World Series, sometimes you go down to 6 players, and it's about managing that. And this is a great opportunity for us to practice that and keep guys fresh and keep guys working hard, so you know what it's like, because you don't want your first experience out there to be 6 men and find out how difficult it is. So.
Very true. For a power player, you showed some excellent pace getting over the try line. Good luck in the final.
Thank you very much, Lloyd. Thank you very much.
So England into the final by 31 points to 19. Who's going to join them? The next semi-final here of the Mitsubishi Motors Exeter Sevens pits Russia in the blue jerseys against Portugal in the red jerseys. So plenty of height on the ball for Ramil Gaisa, who kicks off for the Russians. Portugal only won one game on day one. However, they dispatched Wales in the quarterfinals this morning. But Russia unbeaten, and in their quarterfinal this morning they thrashed France by 42 points to 0. So Rodriguez for Portugal. It was a much improved performance in their match against Wales. I'm sure we'll see a lot of this man here, Jorge Abacassis. Takes the ball out to the winger, Federico Kitano. Rodriguez. Foro on that outside channel, stretching play here. There he is, the big forward, Gonçalo Foro. Has to go to deck. Russia, of course, such a physical presence that they have.
Hold it.
And Ramil Gaysan, 26 points, the small scrum half, picks the ball up. There's Foro, the experience of Gonçalo Foro, 36 years of age. And here the playmaker, Ramil Gaysan, 26 points, just taps and goes. Russia into the physical exchanges through Vitaly Zivotov. But the ball, tackler didn't roll away from the ball once the tackle had been made on Zivotov. And Gaysan, again, just controlling things. And just, they're prepared just to set. Gaysan finds a little bit of space down that far channel. Recycling the ball there, Yuri Gustyusev. Gaysan. Lazarenko, ball in 2 hands. It was a bit high for the pass there for Herman Javidov, but Vladimir Ostrushko in at the corner.
You're happy he's not in touch, thank you.
Touch judge says it's all right, it's not in touch. Sam Grove-White delivers the ball. And Marcus Watson, we've seen so much of this guy, Vladimir Ostrushko, the Russian captain, and he is a powerful unit down that wing.
Yeah, I've played against him quite a few times in sevens, often a centre. I think he's playing centre today as well, and all I remember about him is lining up against him, you see the size of his legs and his arms, and he's just intimidating as well, and you see there the big handoff, and just manages to squeeze in the corner. Great strength, and then just manages to squeeze in there. Lovely finish from Ostrushko.
Well, Gaysan, the kick just drops under the upright. So he's unlucky there, but what a pass it was by Herman Davidov, wasn't it, into Ostrushko's hands, because he was caught in the tackle. Here again, Ostrushko showing the power and the pace to go in at the corner.
Yeah, and like you said, a great pass from Davidov as well. It's one thing that, you know, you watch and you maybe don't take into account how difficult sometimes that skill is to just hit it right in front of someone running at full pace.
The ball bouncing in Russians' favour. Fabio Conchichao couldn't get hold of that ball. There he is, Conchichao. 4 tries this weekend in Exeter, and when he gets the ball in his hands, he leaves scorch burns on this turf.
Yeah, we've seen a few speeds in this tournament so far. Dan Norton and Jordan Conroy showing their wheels in the last game. And this guy's definitely on the list as well. Showed some great finishes so far on day 2 and day 1 yesterday as well.
Russia 5-0 up. Ostrushko goes down that blind side. Look at the power of Ostrushko! What a try that was! His second of the match, and that one was an absolute belter.
What a try that is. He's so powerful, so strong. Looks to have hurt himself slightly there. I'm sure he'll be okay, but if we have a look at the size of the man, massive legs on him, a huge upper body as well. It's just such a difficult person to stop at full pace. But when you're going at him like this, he tries to knock the handoff down, but you've just got to go low and just get straight onto his legs there.
Well, when you've got a Russian tank that has 6 gears and he moves like that, well, look at that. I bet he's made an indent when he went over the line there. Tremendous play by Vladimir Ostrushko, the Russian captain. And Gesant, well, the previous kick just dropped before the bar. This one is over the bar, so Ramil Gesant kicks a superb conversion to send Russia into the lead by 12 points to 0, and it's Russia who've commanded the rugby football there.
Yeah, definitely. It's all been Russia so far. Portugal need to make sure they retain this kickoff. Last one they struggled. Conchechal just knocked it on, but here it's so important Portugal get themselves back in the game, retain the kickoff and build some phases.
Gesant plenty of height on that ball, but this time Forrell, his angle of running, Rodriguez. Ball then into Conchechal. He was under pressure from Davidov, and Davidov almost takes the shirt off the Portuguese flyer. Strushko over the ball, but he gets bundled to the touch and illegal. Put his hands over the back. They've gone quick, and well, David Carvalho, the pass wasn't quite good enough, delivered by Federico Caetano, and Portugal just letting things slip here.
Those errors really affecting Portugal here. You can't give this Russian side anything, and at the moment these unforced errors just really creating problems for Portugal. They need to go through some phases and just do the simple things well.
Dimitri Sukat has come off the there's Gesant there with the hands on the ball, the scrum half, the amazing Gesant. There he is, puts the ball in. Ostrushko once again. It's quite formidable as Davidov straightens the line, and you can see the physicality that Davidov and Ostrushko bring to this performance. Lazarenko, ball in 2 hands. Yuri Gustjusev cuts back. That's the 22-meter line, but a high tackle, says Sam Grove-White.
Start high.
Yeah, Russia will just take their time here. They're in a comfortable lead. They don't need to rush anything. They'd like to go into the second half with one more try, but there's no need to rush anything.
Well, Marcus, on this form, it looks as though Russia will go into the final. That's not taking anything away from Portugal, who can bounce back in, but they are certainly a physical side. As here we see the high tackle come in. There's the flaying arm that comes in from David Carvalho. 3 tries for the Portuguese team over the weekend. Gesant, that scrum half. Throw the ball in, and then he wraps around Lazarenko. Lazarenko leaps for the try line, and over he goes. It was a simple try at the end, well executed, and Russia 3 tries to the good.
Pure heads-up rugby there from Lazarenko. I don't think that was a set-piece plan. He's gone straight up. As soon as he's gone down, he's just realised that there's no one in front of him, and he's gone straight through. It's very good heads-up rugby from Russia and Lazarenko there.
Yeah, he took his opportunity. He knew exactly when he landed from the take that he was going to go in. Gesant just pulls that one on the left, but it's a performance that Russia will be delighted with at half-time. 17 points to 0. Will they be joining England in the final of the Exeter Sevens? There's more coming up in the second half.
Пытаемся все сбиться около этого рака и попытаться по одному, второму человеку и третьему человеку лезть в него. Я прошу вас, один захват, и получился, тогда второй пытается повалить на землю. И сразу смотрите рядом игроков чуть-чуть шире, очень близко сбивались игрок. Еще такой момент, когда идет обострение, вот этот игрок внутренний, быстрее к нему туда приходить. Давай.
Концентрация. Есть полотенце.
Да, можно же тоже один момент. Смотрите, что получается. Все хорошо, здорово играем. Но момент, сейчас кого помните, кого в первой попытке клал. Владик, чуть-чуть, можно чуть раньше, на долю секунды дать передачу, хорошо? И сейчас, смотрите, опять играли удар, да? И вот Виталик уже, и то следующий игрок, по-моему, Юра был, уже можно еще на линии атаковать. Никто там
Пацаны, давай так же в защиту, контроль мяча, зарабатываем до
Контроль мяча,
конца.
сейчас будет чужой начальник.
Давай сюда,
Давай,
7 минут, блядь.
Пацаны, тихо, не кипим. Все. Делаем ровно то же, что мы делали в первом тайме. И все, готовы? Да! Ничего не придумывай.
Well, Andrei Sorokin was giving the half-time huddle, but the Russians full of endeavour, and Marcus Watson alongside me. This Russian team, assuming they get through the final, are going to give England a run for their money.
Yeah, there's no question about it. When I've played in some of these FIRA tournaments, a lot of the time we've ended up playing Russia in the semi-finals or finals, and it's fair to say they've probably been the hardest game. They've played very well this weekend so far, and their physicality is going to be hard to match.
Well, England played Russia in pro play yesterday. Russia won that one by 27 points to 14, but for the majority of the time, the English team only had 6 players on the pitch, and I'm sure that Simon Hamer will put out 7 against 7, but more to come in this second half. Portugal, let's see what they can do to bounce back, and sprinting down the wing is Federico Catano, and Portugal, well, that's one back. Federico Catano in for the try, and Portugal may have something to say in this second half.
What a great pass that is. I think it was Foro who throws this pass. If you just see Gaysan flies up in the line and just creates that, as soon as Foro sees that Gaysan's flown up in the line, he knows that that long ball, as you can see here, that long ball is just thrown straight over. Sorry, it was Abacassis with the pass. Hits that miss pass right in front. And it's a great finish there.
It is a good pass, isn't it? The quality. I often say, Marcus, it's the pass for the man, not to the man. And that subtle difference was exemplified there.
Yeah, exactly like you said. Played wing quite a lot in the Sevens game, and you want to get the ball at full pace, and it's exactly what's happened there.
Lazarenko then fed the big striding Ilya Babiev, and this is Zivatov, took it into the contact, and off the bench. Yuri Gustjusev straightening is Davidov. Davidov, that's the 10-yard line. Ostrushko goes in. Gaysan. Lazarenko once again, who scored the try from the line out at the tail end of the first half. Gustjusev, ball in one hand, invites the tackle of Rodriguez, who eventually gets his man onto the deck. Davidov at scrum half. Ostrushko. Zivatov. Oh, the overhead pass to Gaysan. Gaysan. Ostrushko. They're just playing good rugby. They're keeping hold of the rugby ball, and they're causing problems to this Portuguese team as Gaysan switches the play to the left. Babiev, well, it was a poor pass. The footballing skills comes in from Yuri Gustjusev, but he's bundled into touch, and Portugal go quickly. And it looks as though Yuri Gustjusev is in a lot of pain.
Time off, doesn't sound good.
Well, that looked a sore one, but some great quality sevens there from Russia, retaining the ball, Marcus.
Yeah, retaining the ball so well, and what they are doing, we've spoken about their physicality a little bit. And when their big ball carriers are carrying it, Davidov and Ostrushko, you can see them drawing 2 or 3 men in, and it's just creating so many overlaps. They're playing simple rugby, but by drawing people in with their physicality, there's going to be an overlap somewhere. So they use that, they use their big runners to carry, 2 or 3, and then there's always numbers on the end, so they like to spread the ball, after that. But here we just see an unforced error, and what looks like a very painful injury at the end of it as well.
Get a bit of space, please.
Just kind of unclear. Just talking about how good Russia have actually been. They've scored, what, 24 tries compared to Ireland's 25 tries. So they've been playing some good attacking rugby. And certainly the stats don't lie. Portugal have only scored 14 tries, so it's been a big improvement. Russia have been relegated from the main tournament, and interesting enough, they've just appointed Lynn Jones, the former coach, has taken over as the 15s coach in advance of the Rugby World Cup in 2019, and he's just turned to my colleague Rupert Cox and said, well, Russia have got a decision to make. Do they want to be good at 15s or do they want to be good at sevens? And at the moment, well, their sevens game is probably dominating their 15s game at the moment, albeit that they have qualified for the Rugby World Cup. So a really important decision for Lynn Jones to build, and I just wonder if some of these players will end up playing in Japan next year.
Yeah, they've got plenty of talent in this team. You really wouldn't be surprised if you see the likes of Ostrushko in that 15s team. But yeah, like you said, on the other side, you could see a fair few of the 15s boys coming over to play sevens. They just need to decide which way they're going to go.
Well, there's a Portuguese player down. I think, in fact, I know it's Alfonso Rodrigues, the centre. And concern here, obviously, player welfare and safety is everything. And there was a good briefing before the tournament to ensure that all the medical care was put in place, as Federico Caetano has a few words to the Portuguese team.
Yeah, you never want to see someone in your team get injured, but now such a good time to gather your team together, talk tactics. I mean, these Portuguese team got 4.5 minutes left, and they really need to keep a hold of the ball and create some plays, because at the moment this Russian team's looking so good, but now they need to get together and discuss exactly what they're going to do here, because they need to get points on the board as quickly as possible.
Well, while we're having this break for the Portuguese player Rodrigues, who's down, then as Yuri Gustjusev goes off, let's see the quality of this pass first of all. Herman Davidoff onto Ostrushko, and Ostrushko, what a power into the corner.
Yeah, it's what we were talking about earlier, about them just attracting defenders. You can see it's an unbelievable offload, but at the same time there's been 2 defenders that have been drawn in to create that little bit of space that Ostrushko needs, because he doesn't need a lot, as you've seen there.
Well, that second one was an absolute belter, and then this one from Lazarenko, he knew where the gap was, didn't he, off the back of that line out, and it was this innovation that was so good. And well, there's the injury. It's a head clash from Alfonso Rodrigues there, and the German player then was also injured, Yuri Gustjusev, so not great to see. And obviously with a head injury you just have to be careful. Would somebody please go and get me an ice cream? I am absolutely hot here in the commentary box. Oh, come on guys, don't put that on the camera position. Do you like a 99 or do you prefer a cone?
Just chuck in as many flakes as you can for me, to tell you the truth.
There we go. Well, you've got a good shirt there, Marcus. It's been very bright and entertaining. We've had a Hawaiian theme here on Sky Sports Rugby this weekend, and it's been great fun. And there's been a healthy crowd out here watching the action, and England into the final, and looking good to play against Russia as well.
Yeah, it's been quality to see some of the outfits on show. It's a lot to do with what sevens brings. It's a fun occasion for everyone, friends and family. Get your gear on and enjoy some sevens. Have a couple of drinks whilst you're here as well.
Now, we often talk about the Sevens World Series. Of course, the magical stops in Dubai and Las Vegas and Hong Kong. For you, where is the best place that you've ever played sevens?
It's a difficult question. Hong Kong, I probably would say Hong Kong. It's amazing. The stadium is unbelievable. The crowd is pretty special as well. In the South Stand, you see all sorts of special outfits and things going on. But yeah, I'd say Hong Kong. It's when I first came in, it was the one that you got the most points for on the tournament as well, so it was almost seen as the most important one.
A nice sympathetic applause from the healthy crowd that have pitched up here at Exeter. And just very, very quickly, I enjoyed sitting at breakfast with you this morning, talking to Daniel Waterman and yourself about your experience as an Olympian and playing rugby sevens in Rio. Just quickly sum up how important that was for you.
Yeah, it was such a surreal experience. Got to the Olympic Village and you're seeing people like Michael Phelps and Serena Williams, but yeah, it was unbelievable and great to leave there on a good note as well.
Well, thanks Marcus for sharing that with us, and back to the action with Portugal's David Carvalho, who took the ball from the line out there. Abacassis at the playmaking position, and opportunities here as Concha comes back. Now if he gets into the open Pereira, he will shift, but he invites the tackle, and tackle man didn't go down, but he got, I think one of the Russians is also down, having taken a knock to the head. It looks like it's Vladimir Ostrushko. He took a little knock from Concha, and the switch played by Gonçalo Foro, and Foro Always looking for action. He's getting chased all the way by Igor Galinovsky. Narvasis is on the right channel, and now David Carvalho, 3 tries this weekend, gets the inso, the supporting line and run from Caetano, who scored the try at the start of the second half. Portugal really fighting to retain the possession here. Foro, Conceição's outside him. Conceição steps back, but the Russian defence is solid at this moment in time, and Portugal looking to see if they can unlock Caetano on the outside, but it's making it easy. Lazarenko makes the tackle for the Russians.
You're using your hands for
Here you're
support,
seeing such a big difference between the way that Russia and Portugal attack. Portugal just playing too much side to side and not drawing anyone in.
It's a little show and go then from Thomas Appleton. Appleton feeds Conceição, and Conceição, he's been wrapped up well by the Russians. Little hint of a knock-on there, and oh, it's all gone wrong for Portugal. That you really felt they had to score there to get themselves back in touching distance of this Russian team.
Yeah, I completely agree, and they're just trying to throw the ball wide and give this man here, Conceição, a bit of space, but in contrast, you see what Russia are doing. They're spreading the width, but at the same time, they're using their big ball carriers to draw defenders in, which is then creating an overlap. Because Portugal are just playing side to side and Russia have a drift defence, it's very easy to defend because they're not attracting any defenders.
Well, Igor Galinovsky with the tackle there on Fabio Conceição for Portugal. And here is Ostrushko, the big battering ram. Ball just jumps at the back. Herman Davidov, Gaysan. Here's Galinovsky. Galinovsky strong, doesn't manage to get the offload, but Russia surely, with 2 minutes left on this clock, can go on to win this game. Gaysan, he's held in the tackle. He's trying to get a knee on the ground, you'll notice, but eventually does. So the Portuguese players have to release as Ostrushko puts the little dink kick. Well, he's given the ball away. Conceição, he's strong, he's yards from the line.
Advantage 3, not releasing.
Portugal, Abacasis, but advantage hadn't come, so Sam Grove White had penalised, and tap and go for the Portuguese. Sees Thomas Appleton in for the try, the former Darlington and Mowden Park player. He got a little bang on his head as he went for the line, but he's given Portugal a chance to nick the tie at the end.
Probably the first mistake Ostrushko's made all game, but it could be a pretty big one. In that scenario, your best bet is to just hit the ball as long as you can. You've got a minute left on the clock, and you just want to say to that Portuguese team, you want to put them under as much pressure as possible, and giving the ball away there makes it such a simple try for Thomas Appleton there. Doesn't have to do a whole lot, and now we've got a big 40 seconds ahead of us here.
Well, maybe I was looking forward to Christmas too early, suggesting that Russia had this one well tied up. It's all about the kickoff, though, and whether Russia can gain the possession. And if they do and hold on to the ball with 37 seconds left in the clock, you'd think they could win. Antonio Aguilera, the Portuguese coach, looks on. So
Perfect, thank you.
exciting stuff here in this Cup semi-final. England beat Ireland by 31 points to 19. The first loss that Ireland have had on the European Grand Prix series. There's the ball back into the hands of Russia. Vladislav Sozinov. And Ostrushko, 20 seconds on the clock. He'll not want to make a mistake by giving away the possession. Oh, there's a hint of a knock-on.
Tackle.
Sam Grove White thought about it. Counter ruck comes in for Portugal. Well, Russia have made this difficult for themselves. Davidov, he is strong. Galinovsky goes over the top. This will be the last play. Here's Gaysan. Gaysan finds a little bit of room. Gaysan, well, he just put the ball out of play and you'd have won it. Galinovsky, he decides to go for the try, but Portugal, well, Galinovsky's gone all the distance and he's run out of space, he's run out of time, but it doesn't matter because it's Russia who are into the final of the Exeter Sevens. It was an entertaining encounter, but Russia beating Portugal by 17 points to 14. It'll be an England-Russia